What do you mean by subquery? Writing a query under definition. A subquery is a query written inside another SQL query. Clear? Another SQL query. Key characteristics, also called as nested query. Just now we discussed. Also called as nested query. Inner query execute first. See, if this is a bunch, one more query inside this bunch. First that will execute, that will give output, and then this will execute. Clear? First the inner query will execute. Let's take the donut. Donut is having small circle inside, the big circle outside. First the inner circle will execute. It will give the output to the outer circle, and on that output outer circle will execute. Okay, that is called outer query, inner query. The sequence of operation is first inside will execute and then outside. Clear? And then outer query uses inner result. That's what now. Inner, whatever the result you are getting, outside you will use. Whatever you are filling inside, that you will say outside. So this is the example. Clear? Simple concept. Use the result of one query which is written inside and another query. Clear? And why do we need subqueries? Here dependent queries. One query depends on the result of another queries. Let's take our customer table. Is there any details that we are having? How many number of orders each person ordered in customer table? Where this data is present? But still I want in my output, whoever having the maximum number of orders, I want the details of that person in the outer query. Is it possible to write by using only customers table? What are the ways that we can write by using this particular condition? One is joins. You can connect the joins and you can directly write. And one more is subquery. Subquery is nothing but writing one query, another one query. It is also joining only. Okay, but here we are not using any primary keys. Here we are not using any foreign keys. You are not defining the relationship between them. You are not at all defining the relationship between them. You are just fetching that output, and that output you are acting something. Clear? Joins is completely providing a relationship, that is called data modeling. Clear? And here dependent queries, the inner query is output. In orders table also we have customer ID. In orders table do we have customer ID? In orders table do we have customer ID? Yes, by using that count of orders. Okay, count of orders we'll write and we'll get the count. It will come to the customers table. And customer ID will match, and then it will give the maximum number of customers who ordered more items. Clear? So that is how the sequence will work. We'll see an example, practical example. First we'll complete with the theory. And then data comparison. You can compare two different data. Orders data I also compared with the customers table data. Clear? And then complex problems also you can solve. And then aggregated filtering. What do you mean by aggregated filtering? The output will be only single value. What do you mean by aggregated filtering? That's what my maximum is an aggregated. That's what I have written inside the query. It comes outside and it is giving me an output. Clear? The execution flow for this particular subquery is inner query will execute first, and then result parts to outer query, and outer query will be executed at the end. So that is the transaction. There is a difference between inner query and outer query. Which is executed first? Inner query. That output will carry out to outer query, and outer query will be the execution at last. Clear? And then basic syntax. So this is the basic syntax. Select column. From table you need to give customers. Where column operator, which operator you want, is equals to, greater than, less than, whatever it is one more writing. You are writing one more subquery. The output of this query is carried to this particular comparison operator. Whatever the values matches, it will give the output. Clear? Whatever the value matches here, it will give as an output. We'll see with the practical one, then you will understand. The main query that uses the subquery result, the inner query enclosed in parenthesis. Okay? The same if condition. Nested if how you are writing. If the statement is true, execute the true value. Otherwise, go to the next if statement. Okay? Here there is no execution of true value, false value. Here, first it will execute, inner query will execute, and the output will be executed on the inner query result. Inner query result. Outer query will execute on inner query result. Sure, right? Understand? And then types of subqueries. Based on results returned, we have single row query. Single row query means, for example, if I perform any aggregation, what is the output? Single output. If I apply any particular condition on the single output, that is called single row query. The output which I got from aggregation is single output. On that output, I am writing outer query. That is called single row. Multi-row means I am not writing any aggregation. I am fetching multiple records. If I write outer query on that, multiple row query. Multiple column, like customer ID, order ID. So different columns I have. On different columns, I am fetching the output. That is called multiple column subquery. Next, based on dependency. Whether customer ID both are there in the both orders table, customer ID there, customers table, customer ID there. You are writing a query on dependency columns. That means correlated subquery. Non-correlated means there is no dependency. Clear? There is no dependency. I am just writing to someone on something. Clear? And then based on the location. Here you are writing your subquery under filter, or you are writing your subquery output result. Select query, whatever you are writing under select query, that will be the execution of output, right? Those columns will be executed in the output. So you are applying this particular subquery in the filter, or you are applying this in select statement or from. Okay, you are directly fetching the output from different table to this table, and you are applying filter on this table. Clear? So that's what the subquery means. So these are the three dependencies, three types of subqueries. One is based on results returned, single row subquery, multi-row subquery, multi-column subquery. Then based on the dependencies, non-correlated subquery, correlated subquery. The third one, based on locations, where you are writing the query. Whether you are writing your query in select statement, or whether you are writing it in from, or whether you are writing it in where filter. Clear? So we'll see one by one. Execution. Single row subquery. You are able to see? Single row subquery. See here. Select product name. I want the product name. Price from which table? Products table. First I will execute the products table, then you will understand. Select So my product table is having product ID, product name, category, price and stock quantity. Now I want product name and I want the price. So that's what I have written. Select product name and price. I want from products table. Clear? So this till here you clear. Then I'm applying condition. I'm applying one more condition where my price. I want these columns, but there is a condition for me where my price greater than. Where my price greater than. This is the inner query. That is the outer query. This is the inner query. First, it will execute. What is the output of this? Select average of price. Now what it will do? It will calculate the entire column of products table price column, and it will give you some value, average price. One value. Average is an aggregation. It will give you output as a 1. On that output, for example, here I got an output as 30,000. Okay. Whatever the prices in this column greater than 30,000, only that is the output. Only that will becomes an output. Clear? I'll explain one more time. So here, if you see, this is my query. Select product name, price from products table. Here in my products table, I have product name and price column also. Now my condition is average price. This particular column I can perform aggregations, average, sum, count also, distinct count also, minimum, maximum, anything I want. Anything I can count. Now my requirement is whatever the value which is greater than average of this column, I want an output. Okay. For this column, let's say this price column average is 30,000. Okay. Here the output of this is what? 30,000. Here this will remove and 30,000 will be an out. Is a condition. And this condition will be applied to the outer query and it will give you the value. Clear? Clear, right? So now I will show you in a brief way. First I will execute this separately, then you will understand in a proper way. I am executing this first. So what is my average value?
26.
Then my output needs to be the value which is greater than 26,000. It should not equal to 26,000. So that is my output. And this output will go and sit here. The output of this query is this one. This will go and sit here and this query will execute on the output of the inner query. That is called single row because I am working on single value, single row subquery. Clear? Multi-row subquery means there will be no, where is this? There will be no average. There will be no aggregation performed. Clear? The price column will be as usual. Each and every value it will check. It will check each and every value. If this value is greater than this value, then output will come. If this value is greater than this value, this output will come. Clear? I will show you that one also. So multi-row subquery. What this subquery first executes? Say select product name. I want a product name from products column, products table, where product ID. I want only. I am giving some product IDs. Those product IDs related product names only I want. I don't want others. And I am writing one more thing. Select product ID from order items. All the product IDs will come. Order items, there are some product IDs. Each and every product ID will come as an output here. And here you are writing an operator in operator. That means I have multiple product IDs. In this product IDs, fetch everything and give me output for this outer query. Here there are so many product IDs. Okay, so many rows, multi-row. So many rows will be created in one column. On that column, the output will be executed and it will give the output. Clear? I will show you execution part. First, I will write this separately for your understanding. What is the output of this? All the product IDs come as an output. Clear? All the product IDs. If I go up, all the product IDs in order items table are arranged one by one. Here, see here. All the product IDs are arranged. Now the output of this one will go to the outer query. Will go to the outer query as an input. And then the filter will apply and the operator will execute. In operator means each and every check, each and every value I want output. Okay. Then if I execute this, see, I got all the details of all the values. One means one product ID is there now. One product name only will be there. Even though one is repeating multiple times, but here it will only consider in operator. One means one time only it will consider. Duplicate values will not applicable when you are working with in operator under subquery. Clear? It will only take one as a one and it will give you only one product name. Clear? That is called multi-row subquery. And then any subquery. 1 minute. Any operator we know. When we are discussing with any operator, from starting as Shalini is asking, sir, when we'll discuss any operator or all operator. That day I said we'll discuss any or all at the end. Why means any or all operators will be only applicable for subqueries. Clear? That is the reason I kept it hold. It is not like I am not going to discuss about it. Okay? Any or all. So here, select start from products. Now first let us see what is there in this table. What are there in this table? Product ID, product name, category, price and stock quantity. Now my requirement is 1 minute. Any subquery, select product name, price from products. So this is the output I want. Clear? Where price greater than any means what? Price greater than any means what? Do you have any idea? Any idea? You have any idea? Greater than. For example, I'll get some output by using this, right? I'll get some output by using this. If this value is greater than the output I am getting, then give me execution. Okay. First we'll execute this. What will come, we'll see. Okay. First I am executing this particular subquery. Select price or products from this table. Execute this. So what happened? All my price column is there in my particular output. Now, if this particular value is greater than the outer query value, then only it is given. Okay. Outer query also will be having some output. Each and every column is having each and every row. If the output of outer query is greater than this value, first it will check the first row and it will check the first row. It will check the first row which is greater than. If the inside query is greater than, it will ignore. If the outside query value is greater than, it will execute in the output. Clear? Understand? Understand or not? See, I have both are in two products table. First record will check with the second record. If both records, second value is highest, means it will ignore. Inner query value will be ignored if it is greater than the first one. Clear? Clear? So that's how the output will execute. All means it needs to be less. Okay? Minimum value, you know. What do you mean by minimum value? Lowest value. What do you mean by maximum value? This any operator is minimum, all operator is maximum. Okay? All is nothing but AND operator. It needs to satisfy each and every record in the particular table. If it is not satisfied, it will not give you execution. Here it is comparing only one record with one record. But in all operator, it will not compare one. It will first record is compared with all the records. If this record is more than all the records, then only output will be executed. Clear? Output will be only executed if the record which you are giving is greater than all the values in the table. Then only output will be executed. Any is not like that. If one value is greater than 30, it will be executed. All means AND condition, AND operator. It needs to satisfy each and every particular value. All means OR operator. Either this or this. Anything okay. If it is execution, if it is greater than, execute. If it is less than, don't execute. Clear? Clear, right? That is what. I'll execute this particular one. Just see the output. So this is the output. It will check the output of this particular one. One is one with one. If it is greater than, it will execute. If it is less than, it will ignore. But all operator is not like that. This one is greater than or not. If not, leave it. Throw it outside. If this is greater than or not. If it is greater than, take it. Otherwise, throw it outside. Clear? It needs to check entire column. All will check entire column. Any will check one record. Clear? You know the interpreter and compiler. What is the significance of interpreter? It will execute line by line. Any operator will execute line by line. Clear? Compiler means execute at once. That is all operator. Clear? The same concept yesterday transaction. You got the same concept come here also. Clear, right? Any doubts? Any doubts? No? I'll share this query. You execute by yourself, then you will understand. Okay? Here, when I'm using all operator, no product is greater than anything. So 0. No output. It checks all the values. So nothing is there. Nothing is matching. So no value. No record. I'll share the data set. I'll share the queries with you. You practice with us. Clear? And the last one, subquery in select clause, subquery in where, subquery in from. Just see this. Select statement, customer ID I want, and this first name I want. And one more column I'm writing, here I'm writing a subquery. Select count of, I want the count of this particular column. from orders dot o table, where o dot customer id is equals to o dot customer id. C dot customer id means here I am applying some joins. Okay, where outer query is a customers table, inner query is a orders table, but I am joining the outer table with inner table. So this is a different join concept in subqueries. Usually how you will write, by writing inner join, left join, right join. Here you are joining two subqueries. The inner table is orders, the outer table is, that means this inner query will take the reference of outer table. Clear? Inner table will take the reference of outer table values. It will execute first. Once it executed, the column will be executed at the end. Clear? One more time I am telling. The inner query is accessing the outer table. Okay, it is interfering in his relationships. Clear? But it don't like means it will not give you output. If there is a link between them, okay, if this link is not there, is it possible to link two tables? Both the tables having customer ID. In products table, customer ID is there. Is it possible to write a subquery by using products table and customer table? No, there needs to be a relation. Here in this case, joins concept, relationship needs to be there. That relation is orders table also have customer ID column, customer table also have customer ID column. Both are matching. One is there here, one is there here also. If both are matching, then only fetch. If a person who did not order anything, his data will not be there in orders table. That data will be ignored. Okay, whatever the details come as an output from the outer table will be given for the select statement and it will execute. Clear? So that's what the select query, subquery in select. See here, how many number of, I mentioned here order count of orders, Customer ID 1, how many number of orders he ordered? Customer ID 2, how many number of orders he ordered? Clear? Like that it will give. You can write a group by statement also, group by command also. You can write inner join also. You can join customers table with orders table, inner join, and then write a group by. You will get the same output. Clear? That is way also is possible. That way is also possible. That is a long query. This is a shortcut. Subquery is nothing but a shortcut. Clear? Join concept is you need to write complete relationships. You need to have everything. Subquery is a shortcut. Directly you can enter into the table. Different table, but from the same database. All the subqueries, all the joins, whatever it is, will be applicable only with respect to the database only. Other database table I want to access here means it will not work. Clear? That you need to make sure. Sometimes what happened, every company will be having multiple databases. This is the only confusion I got when I was in fresher. When I'm working as a fresher in the first company, there are two different databases, live.test live. Two databases. Both the databases tables are same. Okay, one is testing, one is for testing. If that is working, it will go to live. But the same data present in both of them. What I'm doing, I'm taking one table from live table and I'm taking one table from live.test table. Clear? That time I'm not able to get the output even though relationship is there. Okay? I'm writing in one particular canvas, I'm writing live tables table, live database table, live test table. I want to write join between them. Is it possible? You can't connect by using like that. Everything needs to be under one umbrella only. Then only it will work. If someone is taking one umbrella, I want that one umbrella, it will not work. Clear? So that is the limitation for subqueries. Understand? Any doubts? I'll share this particular